When I run, I zone out. I don't think about what my body is doing, and my mind usually wanders elsewhere. I find it relaxing and refreshing, and run about 3 mornings each week. Recently, I needed to take an overseas client call during my usual morning run time. No biggie, I thought. I can run in the evening instead. However, the time shift created some peculiar behaviors that night. I left the house for my run at dusk, and as I was about to pass a woman taking out her trash, she made eye contact and smiled. I politely saluted her with "Good morning," and then caught my mistake. I mean, good evening, sorry. I corrected myself, realizing I was about 10 hours off. She furrowed her brow and cracked a nervous smile. Slightly embarrassed, I noted how my mind had been oblivious to the time of day. I chided myself not to do it again, but within a few minutes I passed another runner, and again, as if possessed, I blurted out, "Good morning." What was going on? Back home, during my normal post-run shower, my mind began to wander again, as it often does when I bathe. My brain's autopilot switch turned on, and I proceeded with my daily routine, unaware of my actions. It wasn't until I felt the nick of the razor cutting my face that I realized I had lathered up and started shaving. Although it is something I do every morning, shaving was painfully unnecessary in the evening. And yet, I'd done it anyway, unknowingly. The evening version of my morning run had triggered a behavioral script that instructed my body to carry out my usual run-related activities, all without mindful awareness. Such is the nature of ingrained habits, behaviors done with little or no conscious thought, which, by some estimates, guide nearly half of our daily actions. Habits are one of the ways the brain learns complex behaviors. Neuroscientists believe habits give us the ability to focus our attention on other things by storing automatic responses in the basal ganglia, an area of the brain associated with involuntary actions. Habits form when the brain takes a shortcut and stops actively deliberating over what to do next. The brain quickly learns to codify behaviors that provide a solution to whatever situation it encounters. For example, nail biting is a common behavior that occurs with little or no conscious thought. Initially, the biter might start chomping on her fingernails for a reason, to remove an unsightly hangnail, for example. However, when the behavior occurs for no conscious purpose, simply as an automatic response to a cue, the habit is in control. For many persistent nail biters, the unconscious trigger is the unpleasant feeling of stress. The more the biter associates the act of nail chomping with the temporary relief it provides, the harder it becomes to change the conditioned response. Like nail biting, many of our daily decisions are made simply because that was the way we found resolution in the past. The brain automatically deduces that if the decision was a good one yesterday, then it is a safe bet again today, and the action becomes a routine. On my run, my brain had associated making eye contact with another person during my run with the standard "good morning" greeting. Thus, I automatically uttered these words no matter how inappropriately timed. When I run, I zone out. I don't think about what my body is doing, and my mind usually wanders elsewhere. I find it relaxing and refreshing, and run about 3 mornings each week. Recently, I needed to take an overseas client call during my usual morning run time. No biggie, I thought. I can run in the evening instead. However, the time shift created some peculiar behaviors that night. I left the house for my run at dusk, and as I was about to pass a woman taking out her trash,